Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us for Apartmentalize 2020. As we at Brilliant are very happy to welcome a special guest, Julia Schneider of ButterflyMX. Julia, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Ryan. Thanks for having me.
No, this is fantastic. We love to bring in partners that can bring value to the multifamily experience, and we thought there's no better partner than you. And if you could give us just a really quick rundown of, who you are, how you wound up at ButterflyMX, we'd love to hear your story.
Yeah, awesome. So I work on the marketing team here at ButterflyMX. I actually started back in May. I was new to the real estate space, but I've always been interested in it. I always watch all the real estate shows and things like that. And it's actually funny, as I was in the interview process with ButterflyMX, they actually installed the intercom at my apartment building in New York. And so I just thought that was so serendipitous and meant to be, and the rest is history.
Perfect. Well, I love that the tech just kind of found you and it all just made sense. For everyone that's watching, just so you know what we're going to be doing here today, a pretty basic rundown. We're going to give you, or I should say, Julie's going to give you a brief overview of ButterflyMX, the system, really its value proposition. I'm going to do the same for Brilliant. We're going to give you a demo on how ButterflyMX and Brilliant actually integrate together. So we have that set up here to show you. And then we'll just talk about the value that it brings to residents, the value that it brings to maybe you as an owner or operator, and lead you on any next steps in the process of getting your apartments and properties to that next level of smart that we know that tenants really want and desire. So with that, Julia, please take it away. Give us our overview of the ButterflyMX system.
Thanks, Ryan. So for those of you who are not familiar, ButterflyMX created the world's first cloud-based smart video intercom. We launched back in 2015, and since then we've been installed in more than 4,500 buildings and more than 450,000 units around the world. Our smart intercom allows you to open and manage doors from your smartphone rather than using keys, key cards, or key fobs. Our mobile app allows residents and tenants to open the door for themselves, as well as issue virtual keys for visitors and for limited time access, which is great for friends, family, and service providers like dog walkers or house cleaners. Property managers like our online dashboard with features such as simplified directory management and time and date stamp photos for added property security. And developers like it because of the reduced installation costs. Our intercom only requires 3 connections, internet, power, and door strike, and there's no need to run additional wiring throughout the building.
Yep, that's perfect. I love it. Quick and to the point. And then we'll give you the brilliant rundown in case you are not familiar. We are a smart home control system. All you have to do is replace a light switch. So there's no extra gear, hubs, or wires that are involved, no extra server room. Replace this where the light switch is. And now not only can we control our lights, but we get full access to control all of our smart technology. Obviously ButterflyMX, so when they are at the front and they call to the room, it's going to pop up here on the Brilliant Control. We'll show you that. But if they had other smart technology that you wanted to put into the unit, maybe smart thermostats with Honeywell Home or leak detectors as well. Additionally, smart locks, potentially Salto KS, it all can tie in and integrate to create that best-in-class smart apartment experience is the idea behind it. And if we need it in more locations, we also have our smart dimmer switches to provide a whole unit lighting solution. Now we can start to drive down costs by making sure lights are turned off and not left on. As we all know, kids love to leave those darn lights on and everything and how it works. But with that, the idea of bringing our 2 companies together here is to provide a better experience. We know this journey into smart technology is a difficult one, and there might not have been a lot of experience for a lot of you. And I think, Julia, I'd love to hear your opinion on getting some owners and operators onto that smart technology. What are they really looking for, and why are they drawn to ButterflyMX?
So property managers and operators and owners are really looking for technologies that are going to make their residents' lives easier, because today that's what residents are looking for. And we've actually found that residents are willing to pay more for those technologies that make their lives easier. So not only will it help increase property value as those rents go up, but it's also going to help reduce churn, because those residents are going to be more satisfied, and it's going to reduce the time that those units are vacant, because their apartments are going to be more attractive for those prospective residents.
Yeah, I mean, I myself, as a person who used to live in apartments for a long, long time, and I'm a very tech-forward person, If I had the choice between two apartment buildings that are across the street, one has the tech, one doesn't, I'm definitely going to lead towards the one that has the technology and provide me that better experience. And one thing that we found at Brilliant as well with some of our partners, and this is a singular case study, so you take it with a grain of salt, there was an opportunity for upgrade options for 12 units to say, okay, if a resident wants to pay for the upgrade package on these 12 units, they can do it at about $50 a month for this tech package. We would think, okay, maybe a quarter to half of them would choose that upgrade, when in fact 11 of the 12 chose to pay that extra $50 a month to get that tech upgrade. So we see the statistics that are out there of, yeah, I think 74% say they want a smart connected experience, or they say they'd pay more. To see it actually in practice was quite fascinating and amazing. So it really lends to the idea that tech is coming, it's here to stay, and how can we maximize that value and that potential in what we're trying to accomplish?
Yeah, and it's really this ongoing shift that we've been seeing. Residents used to want these high touch Class A buildings where there's doormen and service providers and things like that. And now we're seeing like they just want convenience. They just want technologies that are going to make their lives easier. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and that's a nice piece where Brilliant is starting to come into the fold to, simplify and unify that space. We know smart home control systems of the past have been, thousands of dollars, and you see something on the wall, you're like, I don't know if I want to touch that. Whereas this is very user-friendly and engaging. You'll see this does double as a nice little digital photo album, but something that you want to talk with, you want to engage with. And with ButterflyMX at the front of your building and this on the wall, when deliveries are coming, when friends are coming, you're going to see them right there on the panel and be able to have that conversation, have that experience, and swipe to let them into the building and everything that you normally do. With that, Julie, you think it's probably a good time to jump on in and show them the demo?
I think it's a great time.
All right, so what we're going to do here, I'm going to carry my laptop on over. And what I've done is I've actually set up a ButterflyMX panel right here. So if I bring this in nice and close, this is, I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, Julia, this panel is always on for at the front, so when this is at the front of the building or a side entrance, they're able to see what's going on and look up somebody, correct?
Yeah, as soon as someone approaches the building, they're going to see themselves on the panel there.
Yep, right there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually find myself. So I'm going to tap on directory, and there we are. There's myself, Ryan Okimoto. I'm going to hit that and go ahead and hit call. And what happens is this sends the ring from the ButterflyMX Center to the Brilliant control that I have here. So I'm going to go ahead and accept this call. And now it's going to go ahead and grab that video feed. So I'm in my apartment. I left my phone away, and I can say, oh, there it is inside of the home. And I can hold to talk to say, hey, if you're hearing some echo, that's okay. But that's because I was just picking up from down here. When I'm all ready, I can go ahead and hit grant access. So I press grant access. It ends the call. You heard the noise. The door has just been opened. Easy as that. And now that guest can come on in, whether that's the dog walker, whether that's the DoorDash food delivery. It's as easy as that. And one thing that you didn't see, which makes ButterflyMX really good, the phone was buzzing in my pocket as well in case I was out or I was somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah.
So now that you've seen it, it's a very sleek, very easy experience. I think we talk about how they work together. What's the value? And that's really what it's going to come down to, is if we're not bringing value to the residents, if we're not bringing value to you as a property owner and operator, well, then you're not just going to throw in technology for the sake of putting in technology. So Julia, what would you say would be that, big value that we're bringing to residents now?
Yes, so as you just saw, this integration brings the capabilities from the ButterflyMX Intercom right into Brilliant Smart Home Controller, which is really valuable because, as we discussed before, residents want these tech amenities. But previously, they'd have this one app to let in their visitors and then another app for controlling their lighting, temperature, etc. But what we said is that they want the convenience too. So now that they can basically have this entire smart apartment experience from one place is really, really valuable for them. Additionally, they'll never miss a visitor or delivery. So let's say if their phone was charging or it was dead, now they can still see who's at the door from their Brilliant panel and let them in. And then the third thing is that the Brilliant panel is pretty inviting, right? So even for a guest or I don't know, a family member. So before, you know, your smartphone is really personal. You're not going to lend that out to your guest. So let's say I'm a resident and I have a friend over and we're ordering Postmates and I ran out to the store or went to the bathroom or something. My guest will actually feel comfortable letting that Postmates driver in. They can just walk up to the panel and let them in. And I don't have to lend them my smartphone or anything like that. And most importantly, we won't miss our Postmates driver. So.
In this day and age too, I cannot stress enough how important that is. We are ordering more food, we're doing more deliveries, everything is just moved into this digital space. You know, anecdotally, I've tried to make a conscious effort to keep my phone away a bit more, keep my phones down. And I know lots of family members are trying to do the same. But if you remove the phone, for a lot of experiences that are out there, you remove the experience. And that's where working together, we're still able to have that experience, to bring that value of, I'm not going to miss that delivery for my dinner. I'm not going to miss the delivery for the package. The dog walkers coming by. I'm not going to miss these, you know, key important things that create just an easier path to life and an easier path with technology. And that's what really our products are trying to do, is create an easier path with technology that not only consumers are going to love, but you're going to love as well, as it makes your lives as owners and operators a lot easier.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that phone thing. I need to put it down and put it in another room, or else I'm on it scrolling all day long. So I love that this allows you to have that technology without having to be glued to your phone.
Nice. So if that's the great resident experience and the resident value there, okay, we're doing something for the residents, but you know, I'm an owner and operator. What's the value for me? Why should I make this commitment to technology and begin to invest in it?
Yeah, great question. So like we talked about before, it's really going to increase property value. And for one thing, it adds the curb appeal. So when they see ButterflyMX at the front of the building, people are going to think, wow, this is a technology forward building. But then when they see that throughout the building in each individual unit, it's really it's that visual cue that's going to make them think, okay, if they have invested in this technology and invested in modernization, what else is new? You know, like this whole apartment building is probably up to date and modern and new appliances, and it shows the prospective resident that the property owners have really taken that care into each detail about the building. And we've talked about how residents are willing to pay more for these tech forward amenities, and it leads to greater tenant satisfaction and reduced churn. So that's great for the property managers, but also property managers love that they can access our property admin dashboard, so they can log into their account and they can see who exactly has entered the building. And it's that sense of security that they really like, and that sense of accountability that they can see, okay, we've given our residents this ability to create virtual keys and let their visitors in, and now we can actually monitor and see what's happening so that we can keep our residents safe.
Oh, that's perfect. And I actually want to dial back to the first piece you said in there of a tech forward building, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm the property manager on site. I see them come in, they ring me from the ButterflyMX panel. That's the first piece of, okay, technology's here. When you walk them in and show them maybe your model apartment, well, then we have Brilliant inside the model apartment. And now we can customize scenes for lights to turn on with motion, maybe a beginning of tour and end of tour. So the lights automatically turn off. Your smart thermostat that's connected with Honeywell Home can automatically turn off. So you're not wasting energy. We actually also have a back-end platform as well. So you'll be able to manage open apartments and vacant apartments, to get technology to work for you, drive down energy costs, make sure doors are locked, things of that nature. But this tech forward approach starts at the door, continues into the unit, and ends with probably any sort of follow-up. But again, that digital experience, that's really what they want. So I'm glad you mentioned that. It was something like, yeah, this continues from the manager and then all the way on up to the owners and operators. So yeah, fantastic that we have those backlogs as well. And I know from the ButterflyMX side, you offer more than just a front door panel, correct?
Yeah, we actually have a variety of products, but our most popular is the smart intercom, but we also have elevator controls. So for example, if you have a key fobbed elevator, there's kind of that pain point, right? When someone gets in the building and then they can't access the elevator because they don't have a fob. So with our elevator control, you can actually, your visitor, your resident lets in the visitor and allows them to get into the elevator as well and can actually press the floor, the button of the floor they're going to. So it's a completely seamless building access experience, which is great for residents and it's great for guests as well.
Nice. So as we start to wrap this up here, our big thing is, we want to create a best-in-class smart apartment experience. And when I think of what that is for an owner and operator and for the residents, I am trying to piece together, I'd say, technology that not only is very user-friendly, but also with companies that are willing to work together. And I think that's kind of undervalued, as opposed to, like you mentioned, having 4, 5, 6 different applications for separate experiences, being able to tie it all together. And that's what Brilliant and ButterflyMX have been able to do, is understand that we both have this vision of a great unified experience, but it has to be a two-way street. If ButterflyMX wants it and we don't, that's not going to work. Vice versa. If Brilliant wants it and ButterflyMX doesn't, that's not going to work. So we have very similar philosophies, I believe, on what a smart apartment experience can be. And for you as an owner or operator to line up with companies that see that vision and want to work together is going to open up that ecosystem of capabilities for what your smart apartment can really become.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of prop tech companies popping up right now, but they're only really going to be successful if they're laser focused on what the user wants. And I think ButterflyMX and Brilliant have both done a really nice job with that and focusing on what the user wants. So that's, at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
I think additionally to these products that, it's a hardware cost, it is an expense. Owners and operators want products that are going to get better and evolve over time. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe ButterflyMX, those products can get better through software updates over the air, no?
Yes, absolutely. Just a simple software update like on your iPhone.
Perfect. Same thing on a Brilliant system. We update it every 2 weeks, usually small things like squishing bugs, but sometimes it's something major like a brand new partnership or new features within an integration. So Julia, you mentioned the elevator capabilities. I know that's in the pipeline down the line. I don't have an ETA for it, but to have that integrated with Brilliant as well is going to be part of that. So this will continue to evolve as it's a great relationship and continue to provide a best-in-class experience for your residents. Julia, any last things to add in here before we jump into the next steps for them?
No, I think that pretty much sums it up.
Yep, pretty short, sweet, and to the point, but effective because it works, and that's what we want to have. So your next steps here, I think a very basic one would be, where can I find more information around ButterflyMX and Brilliant? Julia, please, for ButterflyMX.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to learn more about the integration, you can go to our website. We actually have an integration section, and you can click into Brilliant and just read more about our integration. And if you want to get a personalized demo of our platform, you can email us. You can reach out to sales@butterflymx.com, or you can just go to our website, butterflymx.com/sales, and we'd love to talk to you.
Yeah, same thing for Brilliant. If you want to learn more about the integration, you can go to brilliant.tech, click on our Works With page and find ButterflyMX. Additionally, we have a direct multifamily page that's specific to you owners and operators to see the greater story and vision on what that smart apartment experience can be. If you want more information on your next steps, you can reach out to sales@brilliant.tech. Or if you are still in Apartmentalize, you can go into the virtual booth and schedule a one-on-one meeting with our Calendly link, and we'll be happy to get you in touch with our sales team, as well as bring in ButterflyMX into the fold, should that be the solution that you're looking to do. One last thing here, let's say I'm an owner or operator. What do I need as a baseline to get started for ButterflyMX and Brilliant to work in my building?
For us, all you need is internet, power, and door strike. Really simple.
Easy enough. And for Brilliant, you just need power, and make sure you have that white neutral wire, which that is to building code. So any new buildings that will definitely have that, but most of them will have it at this point. And then Wi-Fi, and you are off and running. Easy as that. So with that, we've about wrapped it up. Julia, thank you so much for joining us. I'll roll out the red carpet for you. Are there any last final words you'd like to share to the people that are watching?
No, just thanks for having me, and you guys have been a great partner.
All right, well, thank you so much, Julia, and thank you to everyone who watched. If you would like more information, you can visit ButterflyMX's website, visit Brilliant website, or email us directly, sales@brilliant.tech or sales@butterflymx.com.
Yep, that's right.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. All the best, everybody. Take care, and thank you, Julia.
Okay. Bye.